All right, how we doing tonight? November the 1st. Man, has this year flown by or what? I know, it's crazy. Crazy, I tell you. So tonight we are opening a handful of things. It will be some more of our Flawless basketball that came out yesterday. We're also going to open a 3-box case of Leaf full-size autographed football helmets and some Prism football, a full case of that. Before we get started tonight, there is some information to go over, so we're going to start out with that. Also, I believe we are once again going to have some teams available this evening, so for those of you who might have an interest in it. At the moment, it looks like we have both the Jets and the Falcons available in our full-size football helmet break. Those are unpaid teams to the same zero feedback bidder. And then we also have the Oklahoma City Thunder in Flawless basketball that was unpaid as well. So it looks like those are going to be teams available. We'll get back to that in a moment after we go over the information here. But for anybody who might be interested in that, that's what we're looking at. The Jets in the full-size helmet sold at $31. The Falcons in the full-size helmet sold at $28. Oklahoma City in Flawless sold at $30. So anybody who's interested in 1, 2, 3, any and all of the above, please jump in and let me know. I would like to get those sold. That's $100 to leave sitting out there, so I'd rather not do that. So while we're working on that, let's take a look at this information. So feedback, guys. Just to let you know, it is automated, and that just basically means anytime you leave positive feedback for me, you will instantly get it in return. And then, of course, the other message there is to say thank you, because I do appreciate everyone who bids and breaks and chats and hangs out with me, especially those of you who actually pay your bills. I appreciate you guys the most. We are looking now at breaks that are coming up over the course of the next few days. So this is stuff that's already listed on eBay that we're going to be breaking here over the next few days. Now, many of you know from having broken with me earlier this week, we're going to, move things through a little slowly over the next few days. I've got some friends and family in town for the Breeders' Cup races, so and that also means things are going to ship out a little bit slower than normal because I won't be around as much Saturday and Sunday to sort like I normally am. Friday, tomorrow night, we'll do a 4th and Goal football box. We'll do more Flawless basketball and another full case of Topps High-Tech baseball. Saturday is an off night. Sunday, we're going to do Gold Rush Gem Mint Series 2 football. That's a 12-pack break. 12 packs make a box, and a box makes a case of that particular product. So whatever you want to call it, there it is. Also, another 12-box case of High-Tech on Sunday night. On Monday, it's going to be Leaf Best of Baseball, a full case of that, and we're going to do Bowman Chrome Baseball HTA, which is the jumbo. It means that there are only hits in there, no base cards in that one, and we'll have 36 autograph hits in it. On Tuesday night, we'll do a half case of Leaf autographed mini helmets. We'll do Flawless basketball again and Prism football again. So that's what the days ahead look like for the breaks that we're getting ready to start tonight. There's a lot of information on here, so we're going to kind of break it down into little bits and pieces here for a second. Free shipping breaks, that kind of stuff always goes out 6 or 7 days after an auction ends, or that's when it's projected to go out. Sometimes I'm able to get it out faster than that, but plan on the date that you see there, which is Thursday, a week from today, the 8th of November. And then if I'm able to get it out faster, of course, you'll know that when you see the tracking number and shipping notice pop up. Our paid shipping break tonight, that's Prism Football. And guys, I'm projecting it out for Wednesday. I hope I can get it out to you faster than Wednesday. I know that's a lot longer than I normally take. But again, I do have folks in town this weekend, and I usually spend a big chunk of Saturday and Sunday sorting, and I'm not going to be able to do as much of that this weekend. So the other thing you need to know about this is consolation cards. It's not going to affect Prism because every team in there will pull cards of some sort. It will affect you if you are in Flawless or the Leaf full-size football helmet auction. Here's what you need to know. If your team is not pulled in one of those free shipping breaks, you are still entitled to a consolation used trading card. It can be from any year. It can be from any series. Typically what happens if you're in a free shipping break is I just hang on to those consolation cards and I send them out the next time you have a package heading your way, when you do have cards or an item shipping. And I do keep track of that for a rolling 90-day period. If you're in one of those free breaks and you do not want to wait for that and you want your consolation card sent right away, all you have to do is drop me a message on eBay, let me know, and I'll get you taken care of, okay? So that's what we need to know about that. I'm going to bring your view back to me for a minute, and we're going to talk for a second about this open stuff to see if anybody wants it before we move forward. So our first break up tonight, which is the full-size helmet break, we have 2 unpaid teams in here available. It is the New York Jets and the Atlanta Falcons. The original bid amount was $31 for the Jets, $28 for the Falcons. I need to move them both. I would give preference, of course, to somebody who perhaps wanted both of them over, a 1 and a 1. I've also going to have the Oklahoma City Thunder available in Flawless, which is going to be coming up right after we do the full-size helmet. So if anybody wants those, please let me know. Let me catch up on chat here real quick. I see Jay Allen's here. Scott is here. Greg is here. NK25, you're going to be looking for a little Donovan Mitchell. Kian's dad's got the Bears tonight. Jason, I think you probably just heard me recap the teams and the prices, so I think we're probably good there. There's Caleb. Hi, Caleb. BE, there are unpaid things. It is, again, the Jets in the full-size helmet, the Falcons in the full-size helmet, and the Oklahoma City Thunder in Flawless basketball. That's what I need to kind of move. So MJM, the Thunder had sold for $30 on eBay. Obviously, that is unpaid. So again, if somebody wanted to pick up all 3 open teams, they would be given preference over individual teams. But otherwise, right now, it looks like that BE is interested in taking the Falcons in the full-size helmet. I've still got the Jets in the full-size helmet, and I've got the Thunder in Flawless basketball. So let me know who might want to pick that up. So BE, you want the Falcons. BE, are you okay if I type in my email info, just sending it over, or do you need me to invoice it for you? The Oklahoma City Thunder and Flawless, the last bid amount was $30 on that. I tell you what, if you, BE, if you take all 3 of them, if you pick up the Jets in the full-size helmet and Oklahoma City and the Falcons, I'll make you a little bit better deal on them if you'll pick them all up so that we don't have to, sit here forever trying to roll with it. Awesome. You are going to take all 3. You are fantastic. Thank you. So it would have been 88. Let's call it 80 and make it a day. How about that? Can you live with that? 30, 60, 70, 88. Yeah. So if we make it 80, are we good there then, BE? If so, let me type in, do you want me to invoice you, or are you okay right now if I type in my email address? Are you okay just sending it over, BE, or do you need me to go in and invoice you? Tell me what works for you, and we'll get it hooked up. Meanwhile, let me go in while I'm waiting. I know it takes a minute after I say it for chat to catch up. So while I'm waiting on chat to catch up, I'm going to go in and get these other orders closed out so that we don't have to worry about double payment there. So bear with me here a moment while I work on getting this done. And then we'll check back and see what you're saying to me there in a second, BE. So hold tight. Yeah, so if you are, do you want me to type in, BE, my email address then, and you just send it over now by way of PayPal, or do you need me to first log into PayPal and do it the other way? All right, email will work? Great. There you go, my friend. That is what I use for PayPal. I don't really use it for much else, so if you guys are trying to reach me, that is not usually the best place to reach me because I don't check it for really very much of anything. It fills up with spam and whatever, but I've had it for a million trillion years. And yeah, so I keep it, and that's where my PayPal goes, and life is good. Okay, so I believe we are good there. BE, do you want to let me know what your username is on eBay so that I can plug you into the spreadsheet here as well? Before I display that, I can get your username in there, and that way it'll all be all nice and evened out and showing the way it should be. I'm trying to get myself logged in here. I know, you guys are funny, telling me I'm keeping AOL alive. Hey man, it's easy, right? I've had it for a million years. I don't want to go in and change all that stuff. I've got some, you know, my PayPal's hooked to it, and a few other like little weird things are hooked to it, and that's about it. Kian's dad said you're doing the same thing for MySpace. That's very funny, man. All right, let me get our spreadsheet updated. So BE, since I do not know what your eBay username is, I'm just going to go in here and put you as Second Chance BE for right now. All right. So let me get that changed in the spreadsheet real quickly here, and we'll be ready to go shortly. I appreciate everyone's patience with this. You can thank your friends who bid and don't pay for the delay. Seems like that has been really running rampant the last month or so. It's been like stupid how many people have been bidding and not paying. Like, I don't even get what the problem is. But anyway, we run through it from time to time. Okay, so BE, you are good to go. I'm assuming you have any problems. Let me know when PayPal is completed, please, sir. Meantime, I will go through here and we'll start taking a look at the spreadsheet while we're waiting on that. If I can get myself back on the right page, that is, we will. I've got so many things open right now. Okay, so first up tonight is going to be our 3 boxes of 2018 Leaf full-size autograph football helmets. That's right, like crazy. Yeah. And of course, our eBay end date is tonight. Everything we're opening tonight ended tonight, Thursday night, the 1st of November. Our team names are on the left. Our winning bidders are across from it on the right-hand side. Of course, the Falcons, as we know, originally unpaid, as well as the Jets, both have been picked up by BE, so that is noted there. Greg, you said I need a Gmail breaker name. I do have a Gmail account. Obviously, guys, my Gmail account is leaderofthepackbreaks@gmail.com. I just don't happen to use it for PayPal because I don't want to change all that stuff. I'm kind of lazy like that. All right, and so let's see what else we got, guys. I'm just waiting here. As soon as that PayPal payment pops in or BE lets us know that he's got that controlled and rocking and that we're good to go. And I believe that we are good to go because I think he just said, there it is, sent. Yes, thank you, BE. You rock it, my friend. We owe you one, all of us collectively. So this is a full case of these full-size helmets. This is a really gigantic box, and it's super awkward and unwieldy, and there's no way I can fit this thing in the view of the camera, the whole case. But we're going to get them out of here, and then we'll open them up one at a time, if I can manage to get this case. Oh, look out. It's going to make the camera shake. If I can manage to get this case open, that is. And they used to use a different kind of box that was a lot easier to manage than the one they chose to use this year. All right, full-size helmets, come on out of here. Oh, I'm going to try not to knock the camera over, which I seem to do most of the time when we're opening these. there's our first one. I'm going to set the other two down here in the floor, and we'll just grab them after, you know, one at a time. Oh, I just knocked something off. I don't even know what it was. Ay, 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 I hate that big box. That thing blows. That big case, I mean, that they come in. So, okay, finally, at last, we are ready to go. And thank you, everyone, for your patience. Thank you, BE, for picking up our unsold teams. Latchman, I know that I owe you an email reply. Man, it has been crazy today. I promise you, I promise you that Inception is not going to go anywhere until you and I talk about it. I promise you. I won't list it. I won't sell it. It'll be right here until I get a chance to talk to you about it. So I do know I owe you an email back there. BE needs some mojo. Nicholas is here. Hey, Nicholas. I apologize, guys. I missed some chat, I'm quite sure, because I was trying to deal with all of that. Oh, man, knocking more stuff over. Trying to deal with all that unpaid stuff. You all already saw who the player is. I'm just trying to get it out of the box in a way where you could see it coming out, and obviously that's easier said than done. So it's Rod Woodson for the Steelers is going to be our helmet, as you see there on the top. It's so much easier when you can just lift these out through the top, which is how I used to do it until somebody complained that they like to see it coming out of the box. So, yeah, no. Now we try to do it a little differently. Rob's 71 Nova says Cowboys, Steelers, and Jets, which if that's the case, then that is a nice hit for you. So we have a Leaf COA. Looks like I forgot to change our focus. Once again, when I get out of order dealing with all these crazy people who don't pay for things, I forget to do stuff, don't I? Like changing the focus so that we don't have autofocus jumping around on us all the time. So our Leaf COA, and to go along with it, your Leaf authenticated sticker there on the back. And there's the payoff. There's your Rod Woodson signature there on the top for my Pittsburgh Steelers, baby. So first helmet out is Steelers. Lawman says he has the Broncos, the Texans, and the Jags in here. Scott says, what language? What language did I use? Uh-oh, did I say a bad word? I didn't mean to, did I? Oh, gosh. Looks, I must have if Scott said what language. I don't know what bad word I used, but I'm sorry, guys, if I did. I try to keep it nice and G-rated for family shows, and I sure didn't mean to say a bad word. I don't know what it was. Sorry. Toby, you said you have the Steelers. Well, then you are happy tonight. You're usually unhappy when the Steelers come out, but look at you. You have gotten on board here, haven't you, lately, with buying the Steelers. And it's rewarding, right, when you win. This one, of course, an AFC North rival, is Ray Lewis and the Ravens. And it's kind of funky. It's wrapped in saran wrap. I don't really know why, but it is. And your Leaf COA is right there, stuck in behind that ear pad. So we're going to leave that where it is. There's your authentication on the back. Looks like Leaf and a player hologram sticker. And there's your Ray Lewis signature. It's kind of hard to see because they wrapped it in saran wrap. And I don't know why. I think that's weird. But nonetheless, I'm not going to take it out of there because I guess there's some sort of reason. I don't know what the reason is, but, you know, I guess so. All right, so there is Ravens. There are Steelers. We've got one left to go. Let me get these two put away. I'll be back with you in 1 second. Okay, mercy. Tell you what. Oh, I see what you said. I said blows. Okay, well, that's not too bad then. You never know, guys. I mean, I try to monitor. I try to go into, like, you know, child-friendly mode when I do the breaks. But goodness knows, if I'm not doing a break and I am not around kids, oh, yeah, sometimes you don't know what you might catch coming out of my mouth. You know what? I'm taking this out the top. I just can't deal with all this trying to do it the other way. So sorry, whoever likes to see it the other way. This is by far easier and less likely to turn things over. It's a Viking, and it's Fran Tarkenton. Kian's dad says that they wrapped the Ray Lewis in plastic to preserve his DNA. That's funny. All right, there's your Leaf authenticated COA. It's stuck in behind the ear pad on this one as well. There's your Leaf COA on the back to go along with. And your Fran Tarkenton signature along with a little Hall of Fame inscription. How nice. How very, very nice. Okay, so to recap, we had Rod Woodson for the Steelers. We have Fran Tarkenton for the Vikings. And our middle helmet was Ray Lewis for the Ravens. So that's how we ended up tonight. We are coming into Flawless Basketball next. Give me a hot second to set our third helmet out of the way, and we'll move right on down the line. I think I should put my box back that I knocked over a second ago, too. Otherwise, I'll lose that thing. All in all, I'd say that was a pretty good case of helmets. I'm happy with what we got out of there. Those were all three nice signatures. You guys notice that's numbered on the end. The reason that is numbered on the end is because we started the case last night. And whenever I start a brand new case, but we're not going to open the whole case, I take out all the boxes, number them on the end, use random.org to determine which we open on which night. So that's why it's got a big number 2 on the end, because, yeah, we opened number 1 last night. So this is 2017-18 Flawless Basketball. It is a half case break, and it is break number 2. This came out yesterday. We opened one last night. This is the back half of the case. Team names are on the left. Winning bidders are across from it on the right-hand side. Of course, the Oklahoma City Thunder was unpaid in here and went by way of second chance to BE, who we once again thank mightily and send you a bunch of good mojo for plugging in here and trying to help us move things along tonight. In case you didn't see that earlier, please check it out. It's the information about potential shipping dates, as well as consolation cards if your team is not the team that is pulled. If you have any questions about any of that, hit me up in chat. If you're watching it on a tape delay, hit me up by way of eBay messages. Oh, Raylyn says, nice Ravens. Yeah, you would like that Ray Lewis, wouldn't you? I remember Raylyn as a Ravens fan. She likes to give me a little grief, and you know, Greg likes to give me a little grief on my Steelers too, but that's all right. That's all right. It's all in good fun, so I'll give it back to you one of these days. Stang Lover, you're looking for some Pistons. James, you said you're going to have to check out Prism in the morning. I know, we're running late, aren't we? It's, again, man, those people that don't pay, then we end up trying to resell their teams and slows us down. But BE helped us from being too slow. He was good about jumping in, picked up all 3. We owe him a big debt of gratitude for that. All right, there's our little empty suitcase. I tried to keep those other 2 a surprise, but usually y'all can see them. So you probably already saw who they were, but I always try to keep those last ones as a special little surprise for the end. Doesn't work out that way very often, though. But I try to have some suspense, you know. All right, James, you're heading to hitting the sheets, huh? So we will catch you then tomorrow, James. Hopefully we'll have some good luck for you. MJM, you've got the Spurs. James, you need some Jags luck in Prism. We'll work on that. NK25's looking for Donovan Mitchell. Scott's looking for the Rockets. And Kian's dad says it's a basketball player, which is very clairvoyant. Andrew Wiggins is first out for the Timberwolves. That is numbered 215. Next up, it is Sidney Moncrief, numbered to 25 for the Milwaukee Bucks. He's got a pretty cool signature, right? I kind of like his signature's got a little flair to it. I kind of like that. Next, it is Richard Hamilton. That one is numbered to 10. It's for the Detroit Pistons, and I'm pretty sure that's exactly who Stanglover has. I think he was ringing the bell, the mojo bell for the Pistons a moment ago, and if so, we have delivered for you, my friend. We got you off and running in the right way to start things off. I'm trying to fix the camera back where I ran into it a while ago. Your mind is not playing tricks on you. It is not slowly moving and scanning. I'm trying to fix it. Okay, look at this to 10, babies. It is Dr. J. Julius Irving for the 76ers. On-card auto, tricolor patch. I imagine game used. It is game used. And that, if you've got the 76ers and you don't like hitting that Dr. J to 10, man, there's something wrong because that is a sweet hit. The Miami Heat hit with the big man, Bam Adebayo. Rookie hit, numbered to 15. Nicholas, yeah, this is 17-18. I mean, it's crazy, right? This is the last release of the 17-18 basketball season, and Panini's already released a couple of products for 2018-19. They do their basketball releases really strangely, Nicholas. But this is their final 17-18 new release. Everything else here on out will be 18-19. Bill Walton, but for the Trailblazers. How about that? What are you numbered to, Bill? Where's your number on there, friend? He's numbered to 5. And I think, actually, we're in pretty good shape. You got some just really super, super minor stuff down there on those bottom green corners, but nothing of any real consequence. Sam Castle coming out for the Rockets. I do believe someone said they needed some Houston Rockets, didn't they? I think so. Jay Allen, I did not sell my Breeders' Cup tickets. Nobody bought them, so I'm just going to eat the ticket for tomorrow, for Friday, because I've got too much work to do to go. And on Saturday, I'm going to wait and just play it by ear. You know, if I get enough stuff done, if the weather's nice, whatever, I'll go Saturday. And if not, then I guess I just wasted money on both days. For the Knicks, it's Amari Stoudemire. That one is numbered to 15 with a couple of nice patches coming out right there. And now it's time to take a look at our special little cards here. Dylan Brooks. Who would have thought? Dylan Brooks for the Grizzlies is our diamond chip, and that is numbered to 20. And you've got a little, I don't usually send this, but if somebody wants it, you can let me know. It's basically just a little piece of paper that says they're not blood diamonds. That's about the extent of it. The Lakers have a nice rookie hit with Kyle Kuzma to 15. It does, unfortunately, look like you've got a bad edge. I don't know how much you can see that in there. It's encased, but there's a little bump like right above where my finger is, where the foil is pushed up on it in that red foil area, so it is imperfect. Number to 15, Kyle Kuzma and the Lakers. But of course it's encased, so you're not likely going to take it out to have it graded or have anything happen with it anyway, because, you know, well, we don't usually take them out when they're encased with the Panini seals on them. All right, guys, let's recap this. It is Kyle Kuzma with the imperfection right there for the Lakers, numbered to 15. We have Dylan Brooks to 20 for the Memphis Grizzlies with our diamond chip in it. Amari Stoudemire with a couple of nice patches for the Knicks, numbered to 15. Sam Castle and the Houston Rockets, numbered to 15. Bill Walton, numbered to 5 for the Trailblazers. Rookie hit for the Miami Heat with Bam Adebayo to 15. My personal favorite out of this case is right here in my hand. That is Dr. J for the 76ers. It's numbered to 10. That's game-worn material, and of course your hard-signed autograph. I mean, that's just fantastic. I love it. Richard Hamilton, numbered to 10, Detroit Pistons. The Milwaukee Bucks, Sidney Moncrief to 25. And last but not least, we started things off with a nice Andrew Wiggins patch to 15 for the T-Wolves. So that is Flawless Basketball for tonight, kids. What was the Castle number 2? I think it was 15, right? You guys know I'm not going to remember that off the top of my head. So, yeah, 15. Sam Castle, 215 for the Rockets. All right, BE, you didn't hit this time. Oh, man, and I was really trying to get some good mojo for you. You stepped in and helped us out with those unpaid teams, and I was really hoping that we were going to have some luck for you tonight. I'll try to help you out and send you some good mojo when you get your consolation cards, and maybe we'll have a little better luck there, hopefully. All right, guys, we are headed into Prism Football. I'm tweaking that again just a slight little bit. I had it set differently for the helmets, and I think I'm going to just ever so slightly change this focus again for Prism. And we need to take a look at our spreadsheet before we start it. So if you haven't seen this by now, then you've probably had been wandered off somewhere, right? Because it's been up there a few times, but just in case. Here's the deal, guys. The free shipping breaks, both of which have been completed. I'm anticipating to ship on or about Thursday the 8th, a week from today. Free shipping stuff's always projected out about a week after the fact. Sometimes I'm able to get them out earlier. Often I am. And of course, you'll be able to see when that happens because there will be a tracking number attached to it and a shipping notice and all that kind of jazz. Paid shipping break tonight is Prism Football. Projected to go out the door on or about Wednesday. I do know that is slower than normal. I am going to try to get it to you faster, but I do have friends and family in town this weekend for the races, and I'm going to have to spend a little time with them. I know, right? So I can't do as much sorting and shipping as I normally do on the weekends, hence the Wednesday projection. And of course, consolation cards don't come into play for Prism, so you guys don't have to worry about that. We would be looking at that only in the sense of the free shipping breaks, which we have already completed and talked about. 12 boxes of 2018 Prism Football. This is a full case break. It is break number 3. Also ended tonight, Thursday night, the 1st. And of course, the format you're familiar with team names on one side. Your name is up in lights across from your team on the opposite side. And a couple of you made me aware of the fact that, what do I keep hitting? My goodness, I'm having a heck of a time tonight keeping this camera where it needs to be. What is my problem tonight? A couple of you made me aware of the fact that I guess the template messed up on some of my listings. And, you know, normally all I have to do, because I use that listing service, is I just type in the title, right? So if I type in the Green Bay Packers for the title, then the template is supposed to make it say Green Bay Packers and just repeat the same title when you click on the description. And apparently, for at least some of the teams tonight, it would have the correct team name in the title, Green Bay Packers. But then when you would click in the description, I guess it said Indianapolis Colts for some unknown reason on a handful of the teams. And a few of you made me aware of that tonight. So I don't know what happened there. The listing template clearly had an off day. It didn't do its little automated stuff like it was supposed to. But of course, you were bidding on the title, the team in the title, right? So, I mean, as in the main title that displays as on the bidding title. I'm not explaining that very well, am I? What you saw in the list. So if it says Green Bay Packers as the title of the item, that's what you got. Don't worry about the fact that the inner title on the template, once you click inside the listing, if it says something else, don't sweat that. I don't know what caused it, so I'm going to have to sweat that and figure that out. But as far as you guys go, yeah, you bid on the team that you thought you bid on. And I don't know what happened to the rest of that. Jay Allen, you said family is such a pain. Well, I guess it depends on the family, you know? In this case, I usually have fun with these guys, and we go to the races together every year. We have for the Breeders' Cup, this is about 25 years in a row that we have gone together. So we actually get along really well, and we have a good time. It's always a lot of fun. It's just hard to carve out time to do stuff, you know? That's the main thing. Robert, you are looking for some good Falcons in Prism. Caleb has the Rams, the Chargers, and the Texans. Of course, we know Kian's dad is looking for some Bears. And who is this saying they're looking for the Cowboys? Cran. After some Dallas Cowboys tonight. Jay Allen needs the Titans, and Nicholas, the Steelers. Nicholas, I was talking about this last night or night before last. Like how happy I am that you sold me those James Conner redemptions earlier in the year. Because like I liked James Conner, and now James Conner's like doing so much better. You know those card prices are going to start to heat up, and I probably would, pretty soon they would have been unaffordable. So I thank you again, sir, for helping me out and selling me your spare James Connors earlier this year. I appreciate that. Okay, guys, so we're going to have loads of base. We're kind of plowing through it like we typically do. We're going to find a lot of Hall of Fame cards. Every Hall of Fame card that we find will be a refractor or a prism. A refractor and a prism are the same thing, and I will half the time forget and call them prisms, and half the time I'll forget and call them refractors, but they're the same thing. Die cut to 249. That's Josh McCown for the Jets. Every time we see a die cut with that sort of orange color, it will be numbered to 249. There's a die cut with a blue color that has a little bit lower number, and I believe it's to 199. We'll see some of those shortly, I am sure. And this is a different Hall of Fame insert, but again, those refractor, they are prisms, and they are not numbered, unless I, tell you otherwise. Number to 149, that is a Red Wave Von Miller. All those red waves are going to be 149 numbered as well. Here comes our first instant impact. We'll find a lot of those. That's Anthony Miller for the Bears. Those also unnumbered unless I flag one for you. Von Miller die cut the Broncos. Again, the blue to 199, the orange to 249. If you need a code for one of those kid reporters, you want to enter your kid in that contest, feel free to write it down as you see it go by. Greg, you've got the Dolphins in here. Justin, we did just get started. This is the first box, so you are about on time for that. And Nicholas, I got some of the Connor. I don't think I've gotten all of it yet, but I did get the Connor in contenders anyway. And that might be the only one I've gotten so far. But either way, I was glad to have the redemptions. To 249, Cortland Sutton and the Broncos. You know I'm always happy to buy all your extra redemptions for our Steelers. I'm always on board with that. Matt Ryan and the Falcons, that should be a nice low number to about 10. And indeed it is. It is number 3 of 10. With the gold Matt Ryan for the Falcons. You said, Caleb, you said the start of 6 Millers. You think we're going to find 6 Anthony Millers tonight? Kian's dad says his current collection of Anthony Miller, he's the one who has the Bears tonight, that he has 287 different cards and 155 different autographs. So that's kind of crazy. Josh Rosen and the Arizona Cardinals. That is a nice rookie prism. Just a base rookie prism on that one. Jason, you said you are at work And you have to go on set for a bit. And if there's a Packers hit, will somebody please post it in comments? So can somebody help Jason out if that's the case? If we see one. Of course I like TJ Watt. You know I love me some TJ Watt. Come on now. For sure. Yeah, I'm a big TJ Watt fan. But basically, not just Nicholas, but for any of you, if you've got extra Steelers redemptions or duplicate Steelers redemptions, which is what Nicholas had, you can always send me a message with the price. And if it's something I don't have in my personal collection, I will buy it from you. Okay, so let's see what we can find in here. We haven't seen any of our autographs yet, so they should be showing up shortly. We did see a points card a moment ago right there, and that replaced one of our hits, and that's why it's over there in our housekeeping area. Rookie introductions, that one's Hayden Hurst for the Ravens. All of those will be Prisms. That whole card set is Prism. Josh Rosen again. No, Sam Bradford, sorry, for the Cardinals with the blue scope /99. I see a green up ahead. It's in another stack, but I'm sure you see it up there too. It looks like cracked ice, but it's higher numbered, so I think these are the ones that Panini calls crystals. To me, their crystal pattern and their cracked ice pattern look exactly the same, but they claim they're different, so, you know, I don't know. Leonard Fournette and the Jags, that is numbered to 75. We're about to come across one that I call this the tie-dye. I'm sure they call it something else, but that's what I'm going to call it tonight. Every time you see one of those, they will be numbered to 275 with the tie-dye kind of pattern there. Kian's dad is impressing you guys with his Bears collection. It is incredible. I mean, he has got some, like, crazy good Bears cards. And, you know, he's on it. He works the breaks and checks out who's selling what on eBay. And your collection of that is pretty darned impressive, Kian's dad. James Washington to 199 on a red wave is the first live autograph that we found in our break tonight. Obviously, our rewards point card over there replaced one of our hits. Here comes another one. It's Dalton Schultz to 75 for the Dallas Cowboys with a green crystal. And not for nothing, but, like, has anybody been checking out the kid who is quarterbacking tonight for the 49ers that came off their practice squad and was just blowing up the Raiders in the first half of the game? Like, what in the world? Where did this kid come from? Nick Mullins. Has anybody been watching that game? That was crazy. Tevin Coleman and the Falcons to 275. Yeah, this kid wasn't even on my radar, and all of a sudden, here he is tonight in for the 49ers and just absolutely destroying Oakland in the first half. I have no idea what it looks like. What it looks like in the second half. Obviously, I had to turn it off and get the spreadsheet ready and do the break and whatnot. But the first half, Mullins was like on it. On it, on it. You're saying they call this hyper? No, you must have been talking about the red wave one, right? Maybe? I don't know. You said the Raiders have just given up. And, you know, and then Caleb says, are they bad or what? Yeah, the Raiders are having a rough go of it. I mean, didn't we all, though, kind of question bringing Gruden back, especially at that price tag? Not that the guy isn't the guy was a fantastic coach, and I'm sure he's still good, but football is different. It's played differently than the last time Gruden was a coach, and he kind of went about building the team and making changes and drafting and dismantling and things as if it were still 20 years ago. So I don't quite know what's going to happen there, but it's a strange situation in Oakland right now. Illumination insert for the Bears, and once again, of course, those are not numbered unless I tell you otherwise. The Jags die cut to 199. But giving up the Khalil Mack thing, that was kind of a head scratcher a little bit, but okay. Then they shipped off Amari Cooper, and now you're just going like, okay, they're going to totally tear the team down and rebuild. Well, where does that leave Derek Carr? I don't know what's going to happen with him. Josh Adams, that's numbered to 49 for the Eagles. Because, it's not exactly like Gruden is going to have any loyalty to Derek Carr, and he's still expecting Carr to perform at a high level while he spends most of his time getting knocked on his butt because they can't protect him. And then meanwhile, trading off all of his weapons. So, I don't know. Falcons to 99, Blue Scope. I think it's kind of a hot mess over there right now. So we'll have to just see how it shakes out. Caleb, you're right. Doing a 10-year deal, was also a really strange set of circumstances. My assumption is that's what it took to lure him back to coaching. I'm guessing. That's Goddard for the Eagles. Yeah, Cran, I think you're right. When they traded Khalil Mack, which absolutely no one was expecting them to do, I do think that set the tone. And absolutely, I'm sure there were guys in the locker room who just kind of said, what? And, that kind of thing. Not cool. Rookie introduction for the Steelers. A.J. Green for the Bengals. This is the one that I believe we're calling, that someone said is called Hyper, that I always just say is the tie-dye, but technically it is called Hyper, and we all know that I am challenged with remembering the names of all of the patterns that Topps and Panini uses. I try, but I'm not real good at it. So Baker Mayfield is showing up early for the Cleveland Browns so they can kick back, put their feet up, and enjoy the rest of the break stress-free. That is numbered to 50. And it's our case hit with our nice little rookie patch autograph there. So the Browns taking out the RPA out of this case number 3. What did you say there? The Niners are... Martin's here. Hi, Martin. You probably came in a while ago. I don't know. I was all over the map earlier trying to get us back on track after we had some unpaid teams I had to move and that sort of thing. So Martin says the Niners are whooping butt. Mickey says, I'm saying don't buy the Raiders in Prism. No, man, I'm not saying don't buy the Raiders in Prism. Obviously the Raiders still have some good pieces in play there, for sure. But my global point is I have no idea what Gruden is trying to do other than it seems like he's headed for a full rebuild, which I guess is fine, but I just don't think anybody was expecting that. When he took over, I don't think anybody was expecting that he's going to completely clean house and put the program in a rebuild right away in year 1, in like game 1. Micah Hyde for the Bills. That is a die cut to 249. But if you're a Ravens fan, you're a Ravens fan, I would hope, whether they're good or bad. I still love my Steelers when they're bad. I cuss them, but I still love them. Dan Marino, Hall of Fame. That's a hyper to 275 for the Raiders. Speak of the devil. But maybe the idea is just to get them right before they go to Vegas. I don't know. They won't be there till 2020, so I don't think you're... we'll see. Nick Foles, Eagles, die cut to 249 as well. And we have ourselves a Joey Bosa base prism. Silver prism for the Chargers coming out next. And this is Rashaan Evans to 49 for the Titans on the checkerboard insert, or checkerboard pattern, rather. It's not an insert. It's just the pattern. Cran, you said that's all you needed to see. You just wanted to see the RPA and that's it. You're done. Well, all right, man. You know you can catch everything in the recap. We'll always at the end of the break recap all of our autograph hits and that sort of thing. Instant Impact, Mason Rudolph. Justin Jackson for the Chargers to 75. Martin, you said you're sorry to hear what? What did you say? What did we say? What are you saying you're sorry to hear, Martin? Phillip Rivers and the Chargers die cut to 199. Jay Allen, I don't think that the Browns are going to do anything with Baker Mayfield. I think that finally, maybe the Haslams are going to let somebody else do some of the decision-making, i.e. John Dorsey. Because when they hired Dorsey, you know, his hands were tied. They said he had to keep Hugh for this season. Yet there they go, letting him get rid of both Hugh and Todd Haley, both of which needed to happen, to try to kind of protect and nurture Baker Mayfield and to keep the situation from becoming toxic around him. Yet, I mean, promoting Greg Williams, I just think was a terrible disaster, but it is only interim and hopefully it'll stay that way. But nonetheless, I really don't think they're going to mess up Baker. I think that they're going to hand it off a lot more, it seems like, to Dorsey. And John Dorsey does know what he's doing. So, I don't think he's going to go by the wayside, but I mean, I guess you never know. Cran says the Raiders season is just a big setup for the next Hard Knocks. Too funny. It's all an elaborate plot to be on HBO next year. Oh, Martin, yeah, the unpaid teams have been so crazy lately. I don't know what the deal is, but BE picked them all up for us, which was awesome, and it made it pretty painless. That was Sam Darnold and the Jets on an Instant Impact. There's LaShawn McCoy on a red wave, which will be numbered to 149 on our red waves. And we are back to our base prisms. Hyper Charles Clay, Bills, 275. The backup quarterback came in for the Raiders. Oh, what's that kid's name? And why is he in? Did Derek Carr get hurt? Gosh, what is that kid's name? That the backup QB for the Raiders. Oh man, I can't think of who it is. And as soon as you say it, I'm going to know it. Hall of Fame Brian Dawkins, insert a die cut Danny Amendola for the Dolphins to 249. Oh, they put him in. Carr's not hurt. They just figured it's such a blowout. They give up. And they're putting the other kid in. But man, this Mullins kid, I mean, now that is some stuff, right? Larry Fitzgerald for the Cardinals, orange die cut to 249. I mean, the kid came from the practice squad on a short week, and look what he's doing out there. I mean, it's kind of crazy. silver prism rookie for the Bengals with Mark Walton. Rasheem Green to 199. Autograph hit for the Seahawks with Red Wave. Ken's dad says Rick Grimes is going to go in to replace Khalil Mack, and that's why he left The Walking Dead. Yeah, I don't think that Andrew Lincoln exactly has the body type that would survive the NFL. Sorry to disappoint you on that one. There's Suggs to 25 for the Baltimore Ravens. We'll see how many of my Steelers guys end up on the injured list after we play the Ravens. It's always such a physical game. It gets kind of crazy. Oh, that's right. I forgot they traded for A.J. McCarron. I was still thinking it was that other kid, that kid who was a rookie last year for the Raiders. Oh, I can't even think of the kid's name, obviously. I said that already. I can't think of his name. I forgot A.J. McCarron was up there these days. Caleb, you want Jared Goff or a Todd Gurley autograph? Cran says, are there non-rookie autographs in this? Yeah, for sure. There should be non-rookie autographs in this. Oh, Kian's dad says there are not. I thought there were. Are you sure, Kian's dad, that there are none? I thought that there were some that are not rookies in here. I really didn't think this was a 100% rookie autograph product. I mean, I'll take your word for it. If that's what you're throwing down, that's what I'll pick up. But I didn't realize that. To 49, Leighton Vander Esch and the Cowboys with the checkerboard. Connor Cook, that's who I was trying to think of. Thank you. That was bugging me. I'm like, why can't I think of that kid's name? For some reason, I forgot all about the fact that they got A.J. McCarron. Yeah. Pat Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs. Blue Scope to 99. Well, they need to get A.J. McCarron some reps for sure, so that works out okay then. A trifecta hit for the Vikings. All those trifecta inserts are also going to be prisms. Robbie Anderson and the Jets to 275. Oh, see, Kian's dad, I did not realize that they took the veteran autographs out this year. I guess I hadn't broken the checklist down that thoroughly. I didn't even realize it, that they had made that change. Huh. Well, there you go. Learned something new, didn't we? Or I did. Rookie introductions, Calvin Ridley for the Falcons. Earl Thomas, Seahawks, die cut to 199. I wonder why they did that. That's an unusual kind of choice for Prism in particular. Zach Ertz and the Eagles to 75. Green crystal. Oh, a little Mojo Prism Hall of Fame insert. Randy Moss for the Vikings, numbered to 10. Kian's dad said it's another in a long list of bad ideas from the Panini group. Well, I mean, it wouldn't have been my first choice. It's kind of an odd choice. For the Patriots to 199, Braxton Berrios die cut. I don't know why I put that in sleeve right at that moment, but I did, so there you go. Mostly trying to do that after the break, just so we can kind of keep things moving during the break. Given that we had a little bit of a slow start while getting the unpaid teams sold and situated and all that, so we're trying to make up time like they do when we're, when you're flying. They say, oh, we're going to get you there. We left late, but we're going to get you there on time because we're making up some time in the air. Well, no, it's really more that you just padded the time that it takes to get there. You just built in like an extra 40 minutes so that you can still say you had an on-time arrival. But anyway, that's what they like you to believe. But they made up time in the air. So we're going to make up some time. We're going to make up some time here by not sleeving everything as we go. Martin says, so Prism turned into Bowman Chrome. Well, not exactly, because of course Bowman is more of our prospects, and well, rookies too, but it's more about the prospects. And this is all, of course, about active players. Juju Smith-Schuster, 275 for the Steelers. And what did you say there about stuff that never gets fulfilled? Oh, points, redemptions to get points, redemptions. Yeah, boy, wouldn't that be? I think there would be a complete revolt. Then everybody would just go probably attack their plant. Kenyon Drake, Dolphins, die cut to 199. Yeah, you are right about that, having to pay shipping on the points redemptions. It makes me crazy. I absolutely hate that when you want to redeem the rewards points that they make you pay shipping. I think that is like the biggest insult in the world. They already took your hit out of the product and gave you those dumb points to begin with. And then they insult you by making you pay for the shipping. It's just ludicrous. Instant Impact, DJ Moore for the Panthers to 275. Christian McCaffrey for the Panthers. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of strange. We did pull a redemption. I'm sure you saw it. I said it there in the housekeeping area. We'll flip it over at the end of the break. There's a Mike Evans base silver prism. Isaiah Oliver for the Falcons. So Atlanta is in play there with Isaiah Oliver. So meanwhile, what can you guys tell me about this Mullins kid? What can you tell me about Nick Mullins? I don't know anything about Nick Mullins, really, other than the little bit I heard tonight. A trifecta prism for the Raiders. Marshawn Lynch, Amari Cooper, and Derek Carr. Yeah, well, they've already shipped off part of that trifecta. Allen Robinson die cut for the Bears, numbered to 249. I don't know, but I think if you're a 49ers fan, you got to be pretty happy with the way the kids come out of the gate, that's for sure. And they really should have had another touchdown, except, what's his head? The rookie dropped it. If he hadn't dropped it, he would have been in the end zone with that one, too, right before the end of the half. Well, I think the Niners have to stick with him. I mean, what are you going to do? You're not getting Jimmy G back this year. And, I mean, he's certainly outplaying Beathard. I think you have to stick with him. I mean, who else are you going to get that's going to do better than that? I don't think anybody. Somebody just signed Landry Jones, too. Who was that? Was that the Jags? Who was that? Somebody just signed Landry Jones like yesterday or today. Rookie introduction, Josh Rosen. This is numbered to 25. It's Jerick McKinnon and the 49ers. He went to Southern Miss, huh, Martin? I know that kid is just not on my radar at all. Huh, I'll have to go check him out a little more because he seems to be pretty interesting. So, I mean, you know, could be rookie luck, but I don't really think so. It was the Jags. Okay, I thought it might have been that signed Landry, but I wasn't 1,000% sure. Frank Gore and the Dolphins to 99 blue scope. Eddie, you are looking for some hits for your Bills, huh? With Josh Allen. Hall of Fame LT for the Giants. There is a Brandon Marshall for the Seahawks. That's a red wave to 149. And we need to try to find ourselves a Josh Allen for Eddie. Oh, you just read it on the screen because you're watching the game. Okay. He did look kind of small, Caleb. You said he's 6'1", and he only weighs 185 pounds. Of course, Drew Brees is what? Drew Brees is only 6 feet tall, so Baker Mayfield's about that height too. 6 feet, 6'1", something like that. 6'2", maybe. Cortland Sutton for the Denver Broncos. So, yeah, I mean, they always make such a big deal about quarterbacks if they're shorter than, 6'4" or so. But I think as long as you're in that 6 foot range or above, you're probably fine for the most part. Panthers, Devin Funchess, die cut to 199. But the 185 pounds does mean that they need to keep him upright because poor little thing, he can't handle getting knocked on his butt too much at that lightweight. They're going to have to take him and feed him Taco Bell every day for a month. Ezekiel Elliott, Dallas Cowboys, red wave to 149. Kid needs to be eating like 20,000 calories a day or something. If he's going to be the starter, he needs to eat like 10 Big Macs at a time. It is 34-3, 49ers with 3 minutes to go. Holy Moses. That is... Who would have thought that? And to tell you the truth, I really didn't even think it was going to be a very interesting game to watch. Until all of a sudden there's Mullins and you're like, wait, what? Yeah. Nice. Hey, Gina. I don't think that I don't think you had anything up tonight. If you did, I would have held it for you if it didn't, but I don't remember seeing anything for you. But Gina, it sounds like, man, that is terrible. Your family barn burned down. Did you lose animals, or is everybody okay? I hope all the family okay, and hopefully you didn't lose animals out of there. But either way, whether you did or whether you didn't, obviously that's a terrible thing to have happen. I'm sorry to hear that, Gina. I just I hope there weren't any injuries to anybody in your family. Not that makes it better, but... Well, you had one Baker Mayfield with the RPA. How about another? That is number to 49. That's your checkerboard pattern. That one does have quite a bit of curvature to it. I don't know how easily you can see that, but it definitely, that one is a bit bowed up. Of course, by the time you get it, I will have had it in a top loader for a while, a few days, so it will have probably flattened out a bit by then, we hope. That's Aaron Rodgers for the Packers to 275. I'm sure most or all of you know that any of these cards that are coated like this, whether it's Prism or Chrome or something similar to that, have a tendency to kind of bow up a little bit when they come out of the compression of the pack. Josh Rosen, that's a blue scope to 99 for the Arizona Cardinals. And, oh, Gina, oh my goodness, you lost 196 cattle. Oh, wow, Gina, I am so sorry to hear that. That is just awful. I cannot even imagine. My uncle, he's passed now several years ago, but my uncle was a dairy farmer. And my grandfather before him, also a farmer. And I know all too well how hard it is to make that work. Carson Wentz, insert for the Eagles. And that's hard to make it work when there's no problems. And a tragedy like that, I know that's awful. I'm sorry for you, Gina. Minnesota Vikings, Kyle Rudolph, die cut to 249. Nicholas, you are correct. That was another kind of big booming hit there to pull two Baker Mayfields out of this case and have both of them be numbered to 50 or less. One of them the RPA case hit. Pretty good luck for the Browns tonight so far. Antonio Brown and the Steelers to 275. That Richie James, that's whose name I was trying to think of earlier that dropped the pass that would have been a touchdown if he had held on to it. I couldn't spit it out earlier, but that's who it was. To 75 for the 49ers with the green crystal. All right, we are so far having a pretty good case, but I think it can get better. What do you all think? I think somewhere in here we're going to have a 1 of 1. It's feeling like it could be a 1 of 1 sort of case, isn't it? A little bit. Usually if they start off well, that bodes well for the rest of the case. So let's see if we can't conjure something like that up. Harold Landry to 99, Tennessee Titans, Blue Scope. Kian's dad, you said you could stand to see a few more Bears. Well, we'll try to conjure some of them up for you as well. That is to 199, Packers die cut, Aaron Rodgers. You need a Mason Rudolph and a Terrell Edmonds. And Cran is looking for a 1 of 1 Baker Mayfield. We pulled some 1 of 1 Baker Mayfields out of XR. In fact, we pulled a couple of them out of the same case, I think. It was pretty crazy. Derek Nottie, that is a Silver Prism rookie base for Kansas City. Arguably the most fun team to watch in the NFL right now. Alan Lazard for the Jags. Oh, you guys are being nice and helping out Jason, because he said to let him know in chat if there were any Packers hits while he was gone. So thank you guys. That is very nice of you to do that. Justin, you want to see anything for the Colts? You've yet to get any hits out of Prism. Well, then we definitely need to get your mojo working. Lamar Jackson with a stained glass insert for the Ravens. I realized I stacked the autograph in there with the numbered cards. That was not the right place for that to be. Ronnie Harrison die cut for the Jags to 249. The final was 34-3 for the 49ers. Oh, man. With Nick Mullins and his first NFL game, he comes out and smacks the Raiders right in the face, doesn't he? Wow. Antonio Brown die cut for the Steelers to 199. And that's a Hall of Fame prism for Kurt Warner and the Rams. There's Luke Falk and the Titans. That is to 149 with a red wave. So I guess everybody saw that now Kyle Lauletta got, arrested. So he's probably going to get kicked off the Giants. What's up with all the rookie quarterbacks this year that are all of our second and third string rookie quarterbacks seem to be having a hard way to go. Our rookies in general have done some weird stuff Halloween week. And apparently, Kyle Lauletta did some kind of craziness trying to make an illegal turn in a construction area or something. Guess he didn't want to go out of his way. And the second time that he tried to do it in the same week, He almost ran over an officer who was trying to keep him in the lane that was like marked off, you know, stay in your lane kind of deal. Turned right in front of the officer, almost ran him down. And then, I don't remember what else it was. Then I think it was like trying to evade police after that, and maybe something to do with something else, some other kind of paperwork type violation, and then the moving violation. And I mean, it was a big hot mess. That happened yesterday, I think, is when it got announced. And apparently, he had done it the week before as well. But they had just, like, gotten it on a traffic camera or something. That's to 275 Frank Gore and the Dolphins. So his little Jag had just been ticketed, and the citation was, like, in the mail for the illegal whatever he did, turn or whatever, the first time. But then when he did it the second time, as I said, cop right there nearly ran him over, among other things. So I would say Kyle Lauletta is probably going to be dismissed pretty soon. Adam Thielen and the Vikings on a base silver prism. Numbered to 199, it's Arden Key and the Raiders with a little red wave. And then, of course, you know, we had the kid who got kicked out of the Halloween party and went into somebody's house, either drunk or drugged or whatever, didn't know where he was, and they beat him over the head with a vacuum cleaner tube and called the cops. That's Rashad Penny, Seattle Seahawks instant impact. And that is Joey Bosa and the Chargers to 75. And what else happened this week? Oh, the Ty Montgomery thing, of course, that got him traded when they told him to bring, you know, take a knee in the end zone to give Aaron Rodgers those last 2 minutes. Instead, kid tries to run the ball out and fumbles it because he was mad because he didn't get to stay in on the last series. Illumination Texans, Deshaun Watson. Vontez Burfict for the Bengals, die cut to 199. But yeah, Ty Montgomery probably should have remembered that he was doing that before the trade deadline. So, whoops, he went bye-bye. He's gone with the wind, buddy. Can't be doing that kind of stuff up in Green Bay now. Melvin Ingram, Los Angeles Chargers, die cut to 249. The best thing the Raiders did all day was hit that autograph. That is about the truth, man. I mean, I didn't see the second half, but first half of that game was just brutal for the Raiders. Like, you just go, what are you doing? Makes no sense at all. I mean, even with the trades they've made, they shouldn't be that bad. Roquan Smith die cut, Bears, 249. So, yeah, I don't know. That's, that Kyle Lauletta thing, though, that's just so ignorant. That's really just somebody who is in a hurry to get home or wherever he's going. It's obviously part of his regular route since he did it like a couple of days in a row, basically. But what a dumb thing to do. All that money the kid was making to 149, Alvin Kamara, red wave. I mean, they haven't cut him yet, unless they did today. He wasn't officially cut the last that I had seen, but yet you're the third string quarterback, you're a rookie, and you have that poor decision-making on display. They're probably not keeping you. Dalton Schultz and the boys. Got to get those Cowboys rolling. You said the Giants need to get a veteran through free agency. Yeah, but you know they're not gonna. Sam Darnold for the Jets. That's the 275. Blake Bortles and the Jags. They are not going to. They're going to keep creaky old Eli Manning for the rest of the season, and then they'll get somebody in the draft next year. mean, honestly, they should have left Eli on the bench after they benched him last year. And it's nothing personal against Eli Manning. He has been a good quarterback. He's done a lot. He's won Super Bowls for him, you know. But he is past his expiration date in terms of being a quarterback in the NFL. And he just isn't quite ready to let it go. And they kind of decided they weren't going to force him to. And this is how you end up. Devontae Booker /99 blue scope. And it is, I guess, a little bit of a fine line, you know. I mean, you've got a guy that's been the face of your franchise, played well for you, won Super Bowls for you, not wanting to gracefully go off into the sunset. I mean, where is the point where you say, okay, I'll let him play out the year, and where's the point where you say, oh, too bad, everything you've done for me, you know, sit on your butt kind of deal. A trifecta card, Prism for the Green Bay Packers. Those, again, are unnumbered. Robert Woods, the Rams, die cut to 249. Yeah, Jay Allen, you're probably right. Kyle Lauletta probably did just think he was above the law, you know, figured, oh, well, even if they stop me once they know who I am, kind of deal or something. James Washington for the Pittsburgh Steelers. That one's coming out for Nicholas. I think he has the Steelers tonight, right, Nicholas? So that one is your second James Washington of the night, by the way. Oh, Cran, you've got Cowboys tonight. All right. Well, I imagine we'll see more Cowboys for you. They actually come out pretty often in Prism. Cowboys do. So I feel sure we'll find more Cowboys for you along the way, I would imagine. You know, you say Mariota is a free agent next year, but let's break that down. I mean, Marcus Mariota hasn't played very well in 2 years. I mean, he's not terrible by any stretch of the imagination, but he really hasn't been brilliant either. He was really good in 2016. I would say he was average in 17, and he's average this year. And I know all the stuff he needs more help around him, and I know he's struggled through some injuries and some other things. Still, I don't know that right now, for me, he doesn't fall into an elite type quarterback category. Now, maybe that changes. I don't know. But right now, I don't view him as that. There's a Saquon Barkley rookie introduction prism for the Giants. Marquise Lee die cut for the Jags to 199. And honestly, I would say the same thing for Jameis Winston for the Buccaneers. I mean, he's another one that I don't think has played well the last couple of seasons. Obviously, he's not playing well this season. He got benched again for Fitzmagic over the weekend. Deshaun Watson and the Texans to 75 with the green crystal. So, you know, that quarterback class out of that year is just kind of interesting. Rashad Penny, Seahawks. That's to 275. Jeremy Hill for the Patriots. Well, Josh, I do agree with you that the O-line is terrible in New York. We've talked about that a little bit in the past. But they did make some nice pickups in the offseason, including, I'm blanking on his name. What's his head for the Patriots? Oh, man. Weak side for the Patriots. Nate Solder. So they picked him up, and they picked up a few other upgrades. They should be better than they are, even with the O-line that they have. The Giants should be better than they are. Buffalo Bills. That is a base silver prism for Jordan Poyer. For the Falcons, here is Russell Gage to 75 with a little green crystal action there. I don't know. I think Eli has just kind of lost his mojo. I don't know. I just don't think Eli's going to be elite again. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he will be, but I don't think that he will be. That's /99 Matt Stafford and the Lions on the blue scope. Well, Josh, I don't think Nate Solder is a bust. I see you guys typing in. I'm a little bit behind on my catching up on my chat there. I don't think he's a bust. I mean, certainly he was quite good with the Patriots. For whatever reason, I will agree with you. I don't think he's performing at the same level right now for the Giants, and I'm not quite sure why that is. But I certainly wouldn't say he's a bust. You said he's old and overrated and overpaid. Well, let's face it. Most football players we could probably call overpaid, the vast majority of them, because they make insane amounts of money. But it's all relative, I guess. Yeah, there was another points card, guys. I set it up there in the housekeeping area. I didn't call it out. I should have, but I didn't. So right now we have this. Two 250 rewards points and 1 redemption, all setting up there in the TBD pile. No, starting left tackles are not going to be cheap. It doesn't matter who they are. It doesn't matter what age they are. You are correct. A starting left tackle is going to get paid, period. DJ Moore and the Panthers. He's been quite good this year so far, I think. With a little Prism autograph love there for Carolina. And there's Mark Walton for the Bengals /249 with a die cut. An Illumination Tom Brady for the Patriots. Behind that is Joe Mixon /275 for the Cincinnati Bengals. So how many of you think that Marvin Lewis survives this season with the Bengals? I'm amazed every year when they keep extending him. I mean, because he does, though, often have a good regular season and then just coughs it up in the playoffs in a ridiculous fashion at times. But I think his clock's about run out, too. I think the only thing that saves him is if he gets to the Super Bowl. O.J. Howard /49, Tampa Bay Buccaneers checkerboard. You said he's lasted 100 years already. Well, he has been there a long time. Not 100 years, but he's been there a long time. But again, you know, it's like, because he has such good regular seasons, you always don't you always go to that place, well, you know, this year the postseason will be different. Cameron Brady, I don't know. Tampa Bay Buccaneers die cut /249. So I think that's kind of been the thing with him, is he brings you right up to the edge of being really good and then just kind of stops. And you think every year, oh, it's, you know, it only takes that little extra half inch and we're really good. And you always think he's going to get that half inch and he doesn't. /249, that's Adam Vinatieri die cut for the Colts. So I kind of feel like that's what's kept him hanging around there, if you will, in Cincinnati. But I think his time is about up. I think Marvin Lewis is, if he can't show some real progress in the postseason this year, I think Marvin Lewis is done. Especially now that Hugh Jackson's gone, because you know what? You can't be like, when you're one of 2 Ohio coaches and the other one is won 1 game in 2 years, you can kind of think, well, I'm the best NFL coach in Ohio. I'm going to keep my job. But now the one that's worse than you is gone, and they're going to upgrade that pretty significantly. I think that places some additional pressure just because of that, believe it or not. Yeah, I agree with you, Martin. I think he has been on the hot seat close to fired more times than we probably even know about, but somehow he always hangs on. But eventually his number's going to come up, and I think it might be this year if he doesn't make some big time changes. Yeah. Jason Garrett is another one, like you said, that is maybe past his expiration date, at least with the Cowboys. Sometimes I think these coaches just need to start over with a different team and hit the refresh button and can make a big difference. Anthony Miller, instant impact for the Bears. Then we have Matt Ryan, die cut for the Falcons to 249. Because certainly we've seen plenty of coaches that stall out in one place and they end up getting hired somewhere else and they go on to have great success and they really don't do anything that much differently. It's just a different supporting cast and a different group of players to work with, and sometimes that's all you need. Nick Foles to 99, Blue Scope Eagles. Caleb, you said that in Dallas you guys have been calling for Jason Garrett to get fired for 5 years. I wouldn't say 5 years, but I would have probably said like maybe 3. Ronald Jones, rookie introductions, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Jimmy G for the 49ers to 275. Jay Allen, you said saying you're the best coach in Ohio is like saying you're the nicest guy in prison. Oh, goodness. Yeah, well, but to my point, you don't want to be the worst coach in Ohio after you've had Hugh Jackson, no longer carrying that mantle. Matt Ryan to 199, die cut for the Falcons. Well, Nicholas, I don't disagree with you that Jerry Jones makes a lot of the decisions for the Cowboys. I mean, I think that's been apparent over the years. And for sure, I think there's instances where he might tie the hands of Jason Garrett or somebody else, especially in regard to drafting and trades and things like that. Clay Matthews, Green Bay Packers to 149. That is a red wave. So for those of you who might be typing in for our friend who's checking chat later to check that out, red wave to 149. There is Kyle Lauletta, the jailbird himself. That is a base silver prism for the Giants. Armani Watts, Kansas City Chiefs. Thank you, Nicholas, for typing that in there. I appreciate that. And I'm sure that he will appreciate that when he comes back to check chat as well. Jay Allen, you're calling him a jailbird too? Yeah, for real, man. I mean, that was just the strangest. That was just really strange. Of course, again, the kid, who got kicked out of his own team's private party and then ended up somewhere down the street sitting on somebody's couch not knowing where he was equally bad choice last week. I don't know what happens with these rookies. Well, you kind of do. They're young and they all of a sudden have a lot of money and they do really stupid things. But we know one thing that Kyle Lauletta did with his money. He bought a Jaguar. That's why we know that because that was in the police report. Aaron Rodgers hype for the Packers. Just a prism insert. There is Saquon Barkley to 275 for the New York Giants. Nyheim Hines, here's your Colt, numbered to 199. You got a red wave, Nyheim Hines. So at last, the Colts have delivered for you. It took them a while, I'll grant you. This is our 8th box out of 12. So it did take a while for your Colts hit to manifest, but there it was. To $1.99, that is a Baker Mayfield die cut for the Browns. Cleveland, baby. Jalen Samuels to $99. That's a little blue scope for my Pittsburgh Steelers. Justin, I knew you would like that. That made you happy with your Nyheim Hines. Yeah, we do typically find some Colts in here, and I'm surprised that you've done other Prism case breaks with no Colts, because we typically find them, I thought. Denver Broncos, Hall of Fame Prism. Clay Matthews for the Packers. That is green crystal to 75. Oh, Jason's back. All right, guys, so you don't have to type in that last one. That last Clay Matthews, because Jason's back with us live. Deshaun Watson, Texans to 275. Prism hates you. Kian's dad, Prism does not hate you. Didn't we pull you a bunch out of here the other night? Was that out of something else? What did we pull you a bunch of bears out of the other night? I thought it was Prism. What else have we opened recently? I don't even know what else we would have opened recently, but maybe we did, but I don't think Prism hates you. Kian's dad, it does not hate you. Prism loves everyone. Yeah, Prism basketball is already looking ugly again this year in terms of allocations. Like, it's just so stupid. And some of the places are saying that they're going to give less than they gave out this past year. Like, why would you do that? 2017-18 was like a historically good rookie class, and the demand was far greater for 17-18 than it's going to be in 18-19. So why would I get... why would you be allocating less out of 2018-19? I don't know. They're just, all these stupid allocations are killing me lately. There's Marcus Davenport to 149, Red Wave Saints. There's an instant impact Kerryon Johnson. I like that kid for the Lions. There's a die cut Royce Freeman to 249 for the Broncos. You said in Illusion and Phoenix, you got one almost every break, but this is your 10th Prism break and your first hit. Dang, man. Have you been breaking full cases or half cases or what? Because I really think we hit the Colts and pretty much all of the Prism that we've broken, haven't we, guys? I think we have. Hall of Fame insert for Jim Kelly. There is LaShawn McCoy to 275 for the Bills. I stacked it in the wrong place. And Sean Lee, Cowboys, die cut to 199. You said Certified really hates you? No, Certified doesn't hate you. We're going to have Certified basketball this year, though, instead of Totally Certified. I am excited about that. But yeah, Justin, in general, the Colts have come out of 2018 products pretty regularly. As a matter of fact, here's another Nyheim Hines for you. See, you should just break here all the time, Justin. Then you would always have lots of Colts. So there is another Nyheim Hines coming out for Justin. We're trying to make up for some lost time when he's had a bunch of bad beats, it sounds like, and some other breaks. Big Ben, Pittsburgh Steelers, 275. Oh, yeah, that's right, Martin. We had that Nyheim Hines RPA to 10 out of one of the cases. Maybe the last one that we did of prism. Yeah, you're right. See, I had in my back of my head, I thought we had another, or that we had been hitting the Colts in prism. Yeah, I forgot about that. Kian's dad, you got in a total of 22 certified case breaks across 2017 and 2018, and you only hit 2 RPAs. Huh, that is unusual. I don't know, man. I don't know. We have, I mean, in general, hit a reasonable number of bears. I mean, I don't think we've hit excessive numbers of bears, but we've hit a reasonable number of bears in most everything this year, I think. Yeah, Justin, I think sometimes it is easier to get the hits when you do the full case. Bradley Chubb, Broncos to 275. I mean, obviously, just because there's more shots to get it, you know? So we found 2 in here, but let's say that the half case that somebody didn't have either of those 2. Then you would, you know, if you didn't also buy into their second half, then it'd be like you didn't get any, but there were 2 in the case. So that kind of stuff can happen too sometimes. Hall of Fame Urlacher for the Bears as a refractor. And a Pierre Garçon. Always sounds like he should be French, doesn't it? For San Francisco 49ers. Maybe he is French. Die cut to 249. Definitely sounds like he should be French if he isn't. Rookie introductions, Rashad Penny, Seattle Seahawks. A Blue Scope Steelers, Cam Hayward to 99. Huh, how about that? Little Cam Hayward getting in on things. Well, you're right, Kian's dad. To get into the 2017 breaks for your Bears was for sure a lot higher cost because you had your little Mitch Trubisky in there for his rookie year. So, yeah, you definitely had a more expensive buy-in last year. Sean Lee for the Dallas Cowboys to 75. That is green crystal. I'll be seeing green crystal in my sleep, I think. Justin's, I just read the rest of what you wrote a second ago. Vernon Davis, that is a base silver prism for the Redskins. Behind that comes an autograph for the Eagles. It's Josh Adams. I think we've already hit Josh once. And if we did, you have a bookend now. So the back half of what Justin typed in is that with a lot of breakers, there's an awkward silence. And, of course, that just makes me think of, like, did you guys ever go on, like, dates where you're fixed up? Not totally blind dates necessarily, but, like, your friend said, oh, I know, you know, this guy, and he's perfect for you. Well, and you guys, I guess, would be, I know this girl perfect for you. But anyway, and you go, and then it turns out that it's like, oh, you just have nothing in common. Jalen Samuels, Pittsburgh Steelers. Having a nice break, Nicholas. You are. And then you do have those big, long, awkward silences, you know, where, like, maybe you throw out, hey, I really like the Steelers, you know, who's your team in football? And they would say something terrible like, you know, the Ravens. And you're like, oh, you know, it's like, oh, you know, you can't go down that road. And then what do you talk about? So that's just what it made me think of when you said awkward silences. I'm thinking of bad first dates from way back in the day. Kian's dad, you had to buy Trubisky RPAs from eBay since you couldn't hit them. And I bet you paid a pretty penny for most of those as well. Yeah, that's, I mean, listen, the collection you have is impressive. I would hate to think about how much money you spent to acquire all of it Similarly, I would hate to think about how much money I have spent to acquire all of the things that I collect, so I just choose not to think about that. But you have definitely put together a really nice collection for your rookies for the Bears. Hayden Hurst for the Ravens. Robbie Anderson to 199 for the Jets. New York Jets, baby. So what's going to happen with Georgia and my Kentucky Wildcats on Saturday? How's everybody feeling about that? I'm really starting to think we might have a shot at it. Sam Hubbard, die-cut Bengals. I feel like we might. You know, we talked about this a little bit last night. I'm not worried about my defense at all, and I'm not worried about the run game at all, because Benny Snell, I don't care who he's up against. Benny Snell is going to get some yards on you, period. Cam Hayward for the Steelers with a base silver prism. But I am worried about the passing game, or lack thereof, as we have seen in the last 2 or 3 weeks. Ronnie Harrison, Jags. But you know, if we win on Saturday against Georgia, we will be, that's it. We win the SEC East, which is something that, as a school, we've never done. Terrell Davis, Broncos, Hall of Fame, Prism. Rashad Penny, Seattle Seahawks to 199, die cut. Yeah, that would be our first time in the SEC championship game. And now, this is even crazier than all of that. Did you see, you know how they come out every week and they release the college football playoffs, the top teams, the contending teams or whatever. And of course it changes, you know, all the way through the season. Nelson Aguilar for the Eagles, that's to 75. Somebody listed us, well, not somebody, the committee, collectively, they listed Kentucky in like the 10th or 11th spot in that college football playoff rankings. And I'm like, are you kidding me? We haven't thrown the ball probably more than 75 yards, another points card, in 3 weeks. And they're ranking us number 10 in the college, or 11 or whatever it was, in the college football playoffs. I mean, what is that? That's just kind of weird. And I don't want them to do that sort of stuff, because I don't want our guys to suddenly start thinking ahead of themselves. They need to play one game at a time. Jay Allen, you need me to hit some more Titans for you, and you're going to hit the hay because you got to be up at 4:30. That is seriously early, my friend. That is earlier than I would want to see anything other than the backside of my eyelids, so I feel for you there, man. We will try to deliver some more Titans for you, Jay Allen. Ronald Jones, the second, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That is Marquette King for the Broncos to 275. I know, Jay Allen, it was more, as you say, more points. I'll leave out the other word. But yeah, I agree. Bo Scarborough, Dallas Cowboys, Red Wave to 149. And Mickey, you're right. They're being chintzy. They've all been only 250 points. Although I'll say that is better than the 150-point ones that we so often pull. So I'll at least prefer the 250 to the 150, but really I prefer that we just simply get our hits. Cortland Sutton, Broncos. Maybe a bookend on that one as well. Seems to kind of be the theme of the night. We're pulling most of the autographs out twice, it seems. If you get one, you're getting another before we're done. In many cases. There's an Anthony Miller instant impact for the Bears. Joey Bosa, 275 for the Chargers. I see a little die cut on the horizon here, and that is for the Raiders. Jordy Nelson to 249. Still seems really weird for Jordy Nelson to be anything but a Packer. Always going to think of him as a Packer. Jordan Howard die cut to 249, Chicago Bears. So we have opened 10 of our 12. We have 2 left to go. We'll have a redemption yet to flip over as well. So that will be coming down the pike at the end of the break. After we open everything, we'll flip our redemption, and we'll also award the rewards points at that time. Jason, you're asking how we hand out those points cards. Well, it works like this. Right now, they're all the same point total, so that's awesome. And I simply copy all of the team names from the spreadsheet, and I bring you guys along with me while I'm doing it, so you'll actually see me as it happens. I take them over to random.org, I paste them in there, and I hit randomize 1 time. In this case, where we are right now, we have 3 points cards, all the same point value. So they would simply go to the top 3, 1 each, to the top 3 teams after I hit randomize. Now, obviously, if we pull more, it would, stretch out over more teams. If we pull some that are higher point values, then that would be the number 1 person would get the highest points value, and you'd work down the list like that. So that's how those get divvied up. Christian Kirk, Arizona Cardinals. That is a silver prism base. Simi Cobbs Jr. to 199, Red Wave Redskins. Caleb, you said event used points card. Illumination Patriots, Tom Brady. Yeah, right. We put them in a sleeve and call them a hit. Well, I mean, they are kind of a hit, but I take what you're saying. It's good tongue in cheek. Terrell Suggs for the Ravens. That was a die cut numbered to 249. Yeah, no, I don't like when they all go to 1 person. I mean, sure, it's quicker and easier, I guess, for the person doing the break if they just lump it all into 1 person. But I don't really like it that way, because you know what? If those had been autograph hits like they should have been, the odds of them being all 3 for the same player, I think, are like pretty astronomically high. Robert Woods to 199 die cut for the Rams. So in my mind, we replaced 3 hits, which would have most likely been 3 separate players for 3 separate teams. So then to give them all to 1 team, to me, seems silly. So I've never done it that way. I've always divvied them up the way I just described. Mark Andrews and the Ravens, Baltimore Ravens, coming to town to meet my Steelers. Actually, I guess we're going there, right? Because the other game at home, I think we're going there. Howie Long, Hall of Fame, Prism. Nick Foles and the Eagles, Red Wave to 149. Mickey says we need to just send them all back COD to Panini. Yeah, somehow I have an idea they wouldn't pay that. Emmanuel Sanders and the Broncos to 275. Yeah, I actually just got a package back today that was shipped out over a month ago to someone who just never claimed it. So the post office held it all that time, left a bunch of notices, and then the person never claimed it, so it got sent back to me. Like, alrighty, well, that's interesting. So just the fact that you were talking about COD made me think of that. Like, I don't know what's going on with people sometimes. I haven't peeled the return to sender sticker off there yet. I got to figure out who it is and what it is, and I don't really want to open it again in case I've got to plop it back in the mail at some point. Uh-oh, my screen's trying to go to sleep on me. Hold on a second. I wasn't paying good attention to my screen, and it tried to, take a siesta on me. Jason, you said you're not going to get any Packers autographs. You can't give up on that yet. No way. And besides that, I don't think... You all can tell, Jason, how often do we open something for 2018 football where there's no Packers autographs? Like, hardly ever. So don't give up yet. Dylan Cantrell and the Chargers, that's a die cut to 199. No, we still have the rest of this box. We have that box. We've got the redemption. Got to keep the faith, my friend. Instant Impact Lamar Jackson Ravens. That's the 275 Jalen Holmes and the Vikings. And a checkerboard Andy Dalton Bengals to 49. So, with the game being in Baltimore, that means it's going to be harder for us probably than it was at Heinz Field. And we got smacked around pretty good by the Ravens at Heinz Field. So, whew. Of course, the Ravens also have sort of, doesn't it seem like they've regressed a little bit in the last couple of weeks? Or is that just wishful thinking on my part? Kerryon Johnson to 10. Oh, Lions. I love that for you, man. That is awesome. Gold Kerryon Johnson hit for the Lions. And, of course, now that Golden Tate got shipped out of town, things are going to change up a little bit there in terms of playing time as well. Saquon Barkley rookie introductions. A Red Wave Micah Hyde to 149 for the Buffalo Bills. Nicholas, you said Ben plays well in Baltimore, but, you know, yeah, sometimes. But I don't know. Ben's another one who, I like Ben. I love Ben. I love my Steelers. But I think Ben has regressed a little bit, too, the last couple of seasons. And every once in a while, he's like regular Ben. And then there's other times where it's like, uh-oh, I don't know if I like old man Ben as well. That's to 99, Sam Bradford, Blue Scope, Arizona Cardinals. Okay, so here we go. Here's our housekeeping area. Just slid up there to the top. It's still all there. Our 3 points cards and our redemption. But I had to bring this one down close because you know what time it is? Last box mojo time. That's right. We need to find the fire. Bring the heat. This is our last shot at it from this case. So we have to collectively work it and see what we can find. It works a surprising amount of the time, doesn't it, guys? A surprising amount of the time we'll say last box mojo and pull something pretty awesome out of the last box. Not every time, but often. Martin was already on it. He already had it typed in over there. He knows. Martin knows how this rolls. Kian's dad, you said it's, hey, you hope it's Miller time, as in Anthony Miller time. Well, I haven't seen a 1 of 1 yet. I was hoping we were going to have a 1 of 1 in this case. More points. Daggone it. That's a 400 one, but crap. That takes away one possibility for our fiery hit. But also with this many points cards, we should have seen a 1 of 1 by the way. DJ Moore, Instant Impact. Devin McCourty to 275 for the Patriots. But you know why we have so many? I can answer that question for you. Because we had 2 Baker Mayfield hits. That's why. And they're averaging out the cost. Because Baker Mayfield is an expensive signer. We hit him twice. So that's where all those stupid points come from. In my opinion. Will Fuller to 149 Texans, Red Wave. But usually you'll also have some 1 of 1s and some other stuff when you've got that many points. Leighton Vander Esch to 249 die cut Cowboys. but I haven't seen a 1 of 1 yet. Where is it? The Chargers, Dylan Cantrell to 199, Red Wave. So that was 1. The points will represent 2. So that means we've only got 1 more hit to find. And, you know, so either our redemption is the, oh my gosh, why do I keep wanting to say pen pals? That's elite. Penmanship. So it's either, the penmanship is either on our redemption or it's in one of these packs right here. Because we have not yet seen it. So, patented penmanship. Either we're going to see you shortly or you're going to be on that redemption. A Red Wave Landon Collins to 149 for the Giants. New York, New York. Steelers with a trifecta prism. And the Steelers with a Juju Smith-Schuster die cut to 199. Anthony Miller Rookie Introductions Prism. Christian McCaffrey die cut to 199 for the Panthers. That's LT to 275 for James Washington. I want to know what's on that redemption. I'm booking it through here now because I'm really anxious. You know, right when we start getting close to finish, it's like, I really want to know who's under that redemption. Nikki, you said that dang Baker Mayfield ruined the case for everybody else. I'm telling you what. It does happen that way a surprising amount, though, guys. And when you just, if you think about it, when you're watching breaks, look for the cases that have the high value signers in them. You know, like when you pull your Tom Brady's, or out of the rookies, when you pull, you know, one of the rookies that was, say, in the top 5, which command the higher signing prices. You'd be surprised how many times when you pull good stuff out of a case, that's where you'll find a lot more points cards or things like that. To 75, that's a nice Derwin James for the Chargers with the green crystal. So I absolutely believe they are, even though this is quote-unquote, I guess, randomly inserted, I don't think it's as random as they would lead us to believe. TJ Watt die cut for the Steelers. That was numbered to 249. Thought we should have had, there it is. Oh my gosh, look at that. That's exactly who you asked for earlier. Nicholas, that's your Terrell Edmonds that you were looking for. Look at that. Very last hit. Very last one we see out of the product live is the Terrell Edmonds that you asked for way back up at the start. So we have housekeeping to do. Let's get it lined up. This is our stack of hits, or stacks, I guess, as the case may be, plural. Let me find our 2 that were numbered to 10. We've got so many numbered cards, we're not going to recap every one of them, but we are going to take another look at the 2 that are numbered to 10. We'll give away the rewards points, and we have a redemption to flip over. So here's how it's going to work. We're going to flip this over. Chances are we'll know exactly what team it goes to, but we are still going to go to the Panini website where we will verify the team, and we'll also find out at that time what it's numbered to, because the Panini website is handy like that. Once we do that, we will come back and use random.org to award all of our reward points cards. Then after that, we'll recap. So our redemption is for the Texans, and it's a Prism Blue Scope, so that should mean it's going to be numbered to about 150, and it's Kiki for Houston. So let's roll over to the Panini website and get that all taken care of. I guess I could scoot it up a little bit there. And let me move you first so I don't forget and leave you. Sometimes I forget and leave you behind, and I'll be like all going through the checklist, and you guys will just be looking at the blank table. So I try to remember to move you first now so I don't leave you behind somewhere. All right, Prism, come on to me. What did I say this card set is again? Rookie Autographs Prism Blue Scope. All right. Rookie Autographs Prism Blue Scope. Card number 28. Kiki is numbered to 99, so I was wrong. Not to 150. It's 150 when they're not signed. Ah, they slid one in on me. To 99 when it is signed. Good to know. All right, from here, let's go to the spreadsheet. Let's move you along with me. And we're going to copy and paste our teams. Let's move you back over here. And here's what we're working with. Let me get this pasted in here. All right, so I'm scrolling through here. You can see, of course, that all 32 of our teams were copied and pasted in there as they should be. Now, here's what's going to happen. We've got 4 total rewards points. We have a 400-point card and 3 that are 250 points each. So, when I hit randomize here in a second, I'm just going to hit it one time because we've got 32 items in the list. The only time I do it multiple times is if you've got 10 or fewer items in the list. So in a minute, I'm going to hit randomize. When I do, whoever ends up in position number 1 is going to get 400 points. Position number 2 will get 250. Position number 3, 250. And position number 4, 250 points. Okay? So, good luck, everyone. Here we go. So that is the Eagles taking home 400 points. I'm going to label these up as we go, so bear with me here a second. Then the Falcons are getting 250 points. The Lions are getting 250 points. And the Texans are getting 250 points. So now that all of our housekeeping chores are done, we are ready to come back to our recap. So we'll start with these because we just finished them. 400 points to the Eagles, 250 points to the Falcons, 250 points Lions, 250 points for the Texans. Then the Texans had the nice redemption for Kiki that will be numbered to 99. This isn't numbered, but it isn't signed, but it is numbered to 10, so we're recapping it. Matt Ryan and the Falcons. Then we have the Mojo pattern for Randy Moss and the Vikings. That is also numbered to 10. Now from here, everything else is autographs. Lots and lots of autographs. Russell Gage and the Falcons, James Washington, Steelers, Dalton Schultz, Cowboys, Arden Key for the Raiders, Alan Lazard for the Jags, Harold Landry, Titans, Cortland Sutton, Broncos, Isaiah Oliver, Falcons, Leighton Vander Esch for the Cowboys, Rasheem Green for the Seahawks, Rashawn Evans, Titans, Dallas Goedert, Eagles, Dalton Schultz, Cowboys, James Washington for the Steelers. Baker Mayfield, 1 of 2. That one is numbered to 49. Our case hit, our RPA, was also Baker Mayfield, and it was numbered to 50. So the Browns with a couple of nice hits there. Terrell Edmonds for the Steelers, Dylan Cantrell, Chargers, Kerryon Johnson to 10 for the Lions is a fantastic hit, in my opinion. Mark Andrews, Ravens, Simmie Cobbs Jr., Redskins, Cortland Sutton for the Broncos, Ronnie Harrison, Jags, Jalen Samuel, Steelers, Josh Adams, Eagles, Naheem Hines for the Colts, Jalen Samuels for the Steelers again, Naheem Hines for the Colts again, Armani Watts for the Chiefs, and DJ Moore for the Carolina Panthers. Yeah, Nicholas, we did pretty well for you, I think, and it was good to see you again, Nicholas. I hadn't seen you in a while, so I'm happy to see you come hanging out with us as well. So I'm glad we had a little bit of good luck for you. So, all right, that is it for me tonight, kids. We will do a spreadsheet info one more time, just in case somebody missed it earlier, or you know what? More likely, somebody might watch the recap and not have seen anything at the front, and they wouldn't know any of our fun information, would they? So shipping, here you go, guys. I'll just hit the high points. The free breaks, always projected to go out about a week after an auction ends. Often get them out sooner, but plan on Thursday, a week from today. Be pleasantly surprised if it goes earlier. That's the full-size helmet and the flawless basketball. And also, if you're in that break for those 2 free shipping things and your team is not the team that was pulled tonight, you are still entitled to a consolation card. It can be from any year and any series. And typically I will hang on to it if you're in a free shipping break until the next time you have a package heading out. And then I gather them all up and send them at once. I do keep up with it for a rolling 90-day period. How about that? How you like me now? So anyway, if you want it sent sooner, you don't want to wait for your next package, you just drop me a line on eBay and you let me know. Nobody has to worry about consolation cards in Prism because every team pulled plenty of cards in there, so no worries there. And of course, the anticipated date for Prism to get out is Wednesday. I know that's slower than usual, guys. You know the drill. I've got friends and family in for the weekend, and I have to do a little more entertaining and a little less working on Saturday and Sundays. Puts us behind a little bit from shipping. All right, our upcoming breaks is what we're taking a look at right now. So tomorrow night, it is a Hit Parade 4th and Goal football box. 4 autographed items in there. A jersey, a full-size helmet, a mini helmet, and a photograph. Then we'll open more flawless basketball. It will be the start of a new case and a full case of Topps High-Tech baseball. Saturday night is an off night. Sunday night, we're taking it kind of easy, but we're not taking it all the way out. We will open a 12-pack box/case of Gold Rush Gem Mint Football Series 2 and a full case of High-Tech baseball. Monday night, we're going to open Leaf Best of Baseball in a full case break. And we'll start on our Bowman Chrome HTA cases. So those HTA, or as some call them, jumbo cases, are full of hits. And guess what? There's no base cards in there. Not a single base card is going to show its face in those HTA breaks. It's going to be 36 autographs in that break. So, and it's fun because there's no things to sort. You just open it up and it's all hits and it's awesome. And then on Tuesday, we will open a half case of Leaf Autograph Mini Football helmets, more Flawless, and more Prism. That's right, we'll be back at it with Prism again on Tuesday. So for me, that's it this evening, I think. Jason, oh yeah, well, thank you too, Jason. I appreciate you being here and spending part of your evening with us, and certainly buying in and breaking and hanging out. I always enjoy having you guys around keeping me company. So thanks very much to everyone. Hopefully I will see you again, if not tomorrow night, sometime soon. And until then, take care. Have a good weekend ahead. We're all right. I was going to say week, but we're almost to the weekend. So yay, even better. All right, we'll see you next time. Thanks everyone. Bye now.